Hello, my name is repgsuspenser, and I'll be running Resident Evil 2 Remake, and I will be joined by one of my other favorite Resident Evil 2 runners. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, thanks for that, dude. So I'm CB Item Box. I'm another runner of RE2. I mainly do Leon, but I'm here to do some commentary for Claire.
Awesome. And then the timer will start uh once we finish the second cutscene after we see this delicious cheeseburger that's about to come up.
The most delicious cheeseburger of all time, by the way. Everybody knows I love Burger King and Wendy's, but this thing tops either one of those places' burgers. Look at that.
Better than Five Guys?
Way better.
Alright, and timer will start in three, two, one, go.
So to go off of what Reb G said, the game time does not go when cutscenes are running. So that is very advantageous as to not need to rush to hit the buttons.
Wait here. I'll check it out. Don't come any closer!
And then in here, we just run into a cop who says he has everything handled, but ends up getting killed.
Right, so we're going to grab this key here, and we're going to go and do a quick shot here and throw the...
It's like a nightmare.
Gas station is pretty funny because as runners, we spent quite some time here, so people have gone as far as to even start keeping record of their gas station PBs. Ripty, do you know your gas station PB?
We gotta get out of here.
44.2.
All right.
Yeah.
44.02, actually.
Nice, nice. We start to remember them because we see them quite often.
Well, that's in 60 FPS. I haven't done 120 FPS. Right now, my goal is to push Player A New Game Plus to sub 48, and world record is held by me, which is at 48.05.
So we're gonna go ahead.
Go ahead.
So we're gonna go ahead and run through these streets here, and as Claire, we need to get to caution status. But this guy over here, see, he's got no arms, so he has some trouble finding some people to bite. So we go over and let him bite us. He gets his meal, and we get our caution status. Win-win.
Police station. Almost there.
And you'll notice that as Rep G's on stairs, he's gonna be clicking the aim. And what that does is it actually gives us a little bit of an extra animation, as there's a little bit of a stutter step as the characters lean forward, giving us some more momentum going up the stairs, making it a lot faster. Alright, so we've made it to the RPD, and we're gonna go ahead and pull the lever and just try to see what's going on in this place.
Focus, Claire. Focus.
By the way, CB, I'm streaming to you live on Discord.
Oh, are you? I only see your camera.
Oh, I don't know if you can see it, but I did turn that on as well.
Hurry! Open up! Open this goddamn door!
Oh, never mind. My fault.
And right here, I don't know why this works, but when you pause the game, the zombie will actually push the door open immediately instead of bashing at it 3 or 4 times until he bashes it open all the way.
Exactly, which saves us some good time there. So, these zombies here are pretty generous of letting us by. A lot of us tend to call one of them Gandalf because he kind of dictates if you get to pass.
So nobody knows what caused this?
Alright, and then, funny enough, this spot right here is actually one of my run killers because I end up grabbing the wrong thing out of the inventory box.
One thing about New Game Plus is you'll find the runners are very good at menuing because that can kill a lot of time. So we're going to hug the wall here so we don't knock this little body hanging off the ceiling down, which would cause a stun, losing us about a second or two.
It would be about like 1.5, I would say. I haven't really calculated it, but I would say about like 1.5.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and leave this guy, because he's not harming anybody. He's just doing his own thing there, smacking against the vending machine. But we are going to shoot the roof here, and what that's going to do is take care of one of our friends, Mr. Marks, as people have dubbed him, who stands at the top of the stairs here, and can often kill runs. Now we're going to grab the spade key there, and
Who's that?
we're going to pass through the library here, which is a very important spot in the run, as you'll see repg's going to go ahead and shoot the ceiling here. And what that does is take out one of the zombies and then shoot down right before hitting the ladder. And that just gets rid of all the zombies in the library, which can be a very RNG heavy spot. And this just makes it so there's just no problems. And we're going to go ahead and go to one of our first puzzles of the game, the Lion Medallion. RNG based, the solution is always the same, but the starting locations are going to be always different.
Switched it in the wrong spot.
So one thing about...
kind of recovered.
Yeah, and that was good to do too, because as you see what repg did is we always want to make sure that our inventory is always set the same. You want to rely on your muscle memory for it, because reacting to a menu can often lead to more errors or more time loss for adjustments. And repg shooting the wall there cancels a radio call, which does eat up a good portion of time, and also gets rid of the zombie sometimes if he's standing there, but he was not. And one of the patented Resident Evil items, the valve. And we're going to grab another fuse here.
And one other thing in this game is called shift boosting, where you time it perfectly so you can actually start sprinting instead of doing this little stagger walk right at the beginning. And you just go straight into a sprint rather than just like staggering forward.
So this hallway is the second time through gonna have a few zombies in it, and we actually want to run through them because the line can be pretty consistent to get through, and if you can save time by not killing an enemy or shooting an enemy, you want to take that. So you will notice there will be times that repg won't kill an enemy because he knows he could just get by it. And we got good RNG here. Looks like that guy was still against the vending machine. He wasn't in front of you. And we're going to do another shot there to get rid of another zombie.
Actually, technically did not have to do that.
Better safe than sorry, right?
You're not wrong. And then we're going to run into our favorite liquor of the game, actually.
Randy Orton, as we've called him, because he typically will give you an RKO out of nowhere, but repg makes quick work of him with that RPG.
What the hell is that?
And now we're going to come up on our second medallion puzzle here, which is Fish, Scorpion, Jug. Whoa. That was bad RNG.
Yeah, tough RNG. Best RNG is every once in a while the game will throw you a bone and give you a one change, we call it, whereas each one you only need to move up or down one time. So we're going to do a little trick here. repg is going to go ahead and put the detonator on the wall here to go to the last medallion, but he's also going to, instead of running through that little door that he first just came through, which is what the runners do in New Game, to stop the shell from falling, he shoots it, and that actually stops the shell from falling by kind of getting the same effect. Nice medallion.
It was good. Very good medallion, actually.
And no issues by the zombies here, because we got them the first time through. And now we're going to go ahead, after putting the 3 medallions into the slots, we're going to go to our first boss fight. Mr. William Birkin, or G1 as we call him. So a little lore. William Birkin was the creator of the G virus, which is the prominent virus that is, kind of caused the initial start of the outbreak. And we're also going to meet another character called Sherry Birkin. And you'll also notice, so the bosses are a little bit different. As we're on 60 and New Game Plus, there's very little need for the knife in the boss fights. So you're going to see Repshi's going to make pretty quick work of G1 by taking him out with the RPG. So he's going to shoot the corner, as that's going to get better contact with the eye, and so it doesn't stun Birkin.
You want to avoid actually shooting him, because otherwise it'll give them their little rage animation, and then they'll die, which costs you, like, 1 to 2 seconds. I could be wrong about that.
It won't move.
You got it!
You got it. So,
I tend to do a little bit of a Sherry impression there every once in a while, as running Claire over and over and over again in a certain category can get boring. You gotta spice it up, so, Capcom, if you're looking for somebody to voice Sherry in the remake of the remake, I'll do it for pennies on the dollar. I'm a little out of practice, though. Haven't ran Claire in quite some time.
Worked with my mom, but he's gone. Wow.
There is a blessing and a curse, in my opinion.
Agreed. Very fun category, but it can be very hateful. So we lose Sherry there in the cutscene as Chief Brian Irons comes and takes her from Claire, as he has his own agenda to try to deliver her to Umbrella. So we're going to go ahead and run past these lickers here. That one's just got bad aim, and if we hug the wall pretty nicely, he can kind of go past us.
Also, sometimes they can actually give you a boost, actually.
So we're going to pull that, body out just enough so we can get the key without him kind of flopping over. And then send a rocket down the hall to take care of Licker, who's a later problem. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and take that key that we just got and use it over on the door over here to gain access to the elevator.
Must be where that guy came from.
And that elevator is going to bring us to a little access alleyway that brings us to Brian Iron's office. And in Iron's office, what the goal is we're going to find another key there, the heart key. You'll notice that there's a lot of animals and whatnot in his office. They do very much do a good job of making him come off as a very creepy guy. And here's that key. It's inside of this frame. We're going to go ahead and wait to take the key out of the frame, though, as we can do taking the key out of the frame and using the key in the same menu when we touch the door. Saves us a little time. And we're going to go ahead and send another rocket down the hall here to take care of this guy, which is a good idea because he can be troublesome coming out of this room, and we just kind of take that RNG just out of the equation. And this is a gear we need for later on. We're going to go ahead and pick that up, and we're going to head out onto the roof.
Kind of weird, because in this scenario, the ladder doesn't break here, but in Leon's scenario, it breaks.
Yeah, it's interesting because it gives Claire another route of passage through the RPD, whereas on Leon's, to your point, it just completely severs it.
Whoa.
Alright, so now we can go ahead and turn this nozzle, which is going to actually turn the fire hose on, getting rid of the fire on the helicopter, clearing the way. And we're going to go ahead and meet our favorite guy, Mr. X. We're going to go ahead and shoot behind him and then give him a quick shot to the chest so we can run by. Now he's going to stalk us throughout the RPD, but what's good is, by stunning him, it gives you some extra time. So it's going to give RepG plenty of time to go in through the meeting office here, grab a lever that he needs to grab, and then make his way back. So we're going to do a little inventory management there, and we're going to turn here. You notice he's going to look at the door, and then when the liquor screams, he's going to turn away from it. And what that does is it manipulates the AI of the liquor to track and do a specific attack. But he had already started to track us based off where we were looking, so he's going to always go the other way as long as you look at the certain angle at the certain time when he screams. Now we're going to go back through the library, and we're going to use that lever on that little machine that was under a bookshelf earlier. And you'll notice that RepG didn't do an early push on these library shelves earlier, and that's because it's faster to do them all at the same time. So, with no zombies being in here, he knows he can go ahead and push that 3 times without RNG getting in the way.
I could take a risk and, just be able to run past these zombies later, but for marathon purposes, we're just gonna say goodbye.
I think that's a good idea, because those guys can meme. The first guy sometimes can be standing right outside the door. He can get you as you come out. But one thing about him is if he lunges at you as you're going into the room, you 100% know he's not going to grab you coming out of it. But to RepG's point, getting rid of them with one quick rocket ensures that neither of them are a problem. Now, I have Leon's hope I don't have to write a report on this burned into my brain at this part.
That worked.
It's refreshing to hear Claire say that worked.
Rather than just hearing, I don't have to write a report about this.
Exactly.
I look forward to the days I have to hear that all the time.
Careful what you wish for. We're going to do a quick juke on that guy. That's actually one of my favorite dodges in the game. You kind of wait for him to start turning towards you, and then you just ever so slightly lean to the left. And he'll just go right by you. Speaking of favorite dodges, this is one of my favorite and most hated puzzles, depending on how I'm doing it that day. The electronic puzzle, which RepG's going to demonstrate right now.
That was better than usual, actually.
Yeah, that was a good puzzle. And that's a puzzle that I want to reiterate can be tough because while knowing the formation is good, most runners are going to remember it by single presses. So it's easy to get lost if you end up messing some of them up.
And then everyone's most hated puzzle of the game.
runs can die here. So you want to do first to third, and then you solve it. And that is going to always give you the best kind of way to start it. Sometimes you get lucky, and all you have to do is move that first one to the third spot, and it's done. But very, very rare.
Been having a lot of bad luck with Sherry lately because she does not like to climb this dresser drawer. So I'm just gonna
No,
pray
she
and
does
hope
not.
that she actually does it.
You got this, Sherry. We believe in you.
Come on, Sherry,
She
you can
does
do
not
it.
believe
Good
in
job.
herself. There it is.
There's no need to be afraid of heights.
All right, and just a little backstory into where we are. So this is right after Irons kind of kidnapped Sherry, and this is in an orphanage not too far from the RPD. And what we're doing right now is trying to find our way out of there by trying to find Irons' key.
Oh no, it's him.
He's a fan of classical music.
Of course, he had to pick a creepy song too.
I have no idea what language it is, though.
Go away!
Go away! Help! Somebody, please!
You stupid bitch, that's a dead end!
I do apologize for Iron's language.
He does have a very vulgar mouth.
Especially towards a... Isn't she like 7 in this game?
I think she's 11. Or
Just
12. I'm not sure.
That just goes to show that CB knows more about this game than I do.
I am sort of a Resident Evil encyclopedia. It is a curse.
It's all over now! Doors locked!
And right now, during this section, you do not want to get caught in his flashlight, otherwise he'll see you, and
Where are you?
you have to start all over.
Show yourself!
Yep.
I know you're in here!
It's a
The
instant
longer it takes
run
me to
killer.
find you, the worse it's gonna
What
be.
we're going to do is we're just going to bide our time and just kind of wait, because we need to wait for him to do his little route. Once he kind of walks back towards us, we go around these shelves and we can head towards another door. But RepG's going to try to get some style points here.
There are certain spots where you can actually just like stand up and then the flashlight will not hit you at all whatsoever, but it's a marathon, so I'm not gonna do that.
Another good idea.
I think it's like right here, but I'm not gonna do
Ish,
that.
yeah. But speaking of, this is still sort of a spot like that, as I like to call this doing the John Cena, because he can't see you here if you stand on your foot, like kind of on the carpet. He just, for some reason, just walks right past you, which is a huge time save, as we need to grab a key from him in about 20 seconds.
And hopefully we don't get the meme key, as I like to call it at least.
I always say you're not a real Claire runner until you've gotten the meme key. And for
what
those
we
that
mean by-
don't know, oh, go ahead.
For those of you who don't know, it's a duplicate key, so you'll grab the key, but the game says, oh no you didn't, and then another key pops up. Oh awesome, we didn't get it.
Didn't get it.
Feels
Run is
good, man.
blessed.
This run will now world record.
And believe it or not, it is more common than you think. The duplicate key. And for those that say the alligator is not in RE2, it was right there for Claire's campaign. Little stuffed alligator right there. Still counts. I'm gonna do our little The Shining homage here.
I'm coming in, Sherry! Get over
She said he said snitch.
Oh, I thought he said that she was rich.
I think he said she threw a good pitch.
Oh, probably. Was it a fastball?
Good to see you again, Claire.
All right, so
Oh,
we're back
I
to
hate-
Claire now. We're gonna get the key,
Just you wait, asshole.
and this picks up kind of just about when the Sherry part was happening. So we're gonna try to make our way over to the orphanage.
We get to say goodbye to RPD.
Bittersweet. Many runs were made and killed in the RPD.
For me, especially RPD 2.
RPD 2 does kill many runs' dreams. So we're gonna go ahead and open this gate, but wait! Mr. X is back for revenge. RepG is gonna go ahead and bait him like Charlie Brown, trying to kick a football. What he thinks he's gonna get it, but he's never gonna get the hit, and then we're just gonna run.
That's it. Goodbye, RPD.
And very crucial canonical moment in the game here, we find out one of Mr. X's only weaknesses. A metal gated fence. For some reason, he doesn't follow through.
And fun fact, he actually literally just stands there. Right at the gate when you go past. I found
Yeah, it's
this
actually
out.
quite funny.
I only found this out while I was practicing messing around, just like running around and baiting him.
I'm gonna safely get past Misty here. We called her Misty because famously from even the original RE2, that zombie had an outfit that looked like Misty from Pokemon. Dogs are free, by the way, RepG.
Not in New Game Plus. Not in New Game Plus. They're like, oh, you got a rocket launcher? I'm gonna aggro all the time.
So we're gonna see if this, speaking of dogs, see if this dog's feeling froggy. He is, he leaped. And we're gonna make our way safely onto the bus without having to worry about him. Which, this part, speaking of, can be very tough because this zombie can tank headshots sometimes. And
that dog can ruin my run. That dog,
Yup.
specifically.
It's gotta be
Yep,
worth
and
it.
it's crucial because running through there in caution and at a pace like RepG's on, you can't really afford to pick up any healing items to have spare in the inventory. So all it takes is that dog to jump at you, hit you back into the bus, and then the other zombie turns around, grabs you, and you're dead.
Hello? I have the
Well, the
package.
run's dead.
Yeah, drops you to danger.
Unfortunately, and it has happened to me, I've been wombo comboed by the dog, and then the zombie would bite me from behind, and I'm like, alright, cool, reset.
Yeah, there's not much you could do because unfortunately, to RepG's point, there's not another herb until sewer, which we're going to, but it's kind of deep in the sewer.
Sherry?
So one more thing for assisted. You do go back into caution. You do heal, like, over time. You don't just stay in danger.
Go, go! Claire! It's behind you! Don't stop!
And will this run be blessed?
And what RepG means is by running too fast here and skipping these scenes, we're kind of doing something fast in the game intended, so it duplicates some dialogue here.
Sherry? Don't stop!
Unfortunately, it's not blessed. We didn't hear the go, go, go twice. But it's okay.
Now I'm gonna smell like shit. Literally.
So what we're going to do is we're going to head this way, and there's this little friend waiting in the... Oh, wait, no. Never mind. Oh my gosh, do you see what I mean? So much Leon burned in the brain, I forgot that there's no G-adult there.
And hopefully I hit this. I have not practiced this strat in a while,
Here?
but we shall see.
RepG's going to go for a real quick draw here with the RPG. Nice!
Alright, it did work. Cool. So what I did there was I waited for the zombie to aggro, and then I shot a rocket at the ceiling, which cancels the animation out and kills all the zombies in the air, and I can freely run without staggering myself.
I'm going to wait for this little bridge to drop here, and we're going to go ahead and grab the Mr. T-Bar. RepG, is your T-Bar split named Mr. T-Bar?
No, it's literally just put T. I could never really think of anything else other than that, so I'm just like, okay, I'll just keep it as T.
And we're gonna go ahead and take out those zombies. And that's the herb that I was talking about, by the way, that we just ran past. That's the soonest herb after that bus. A little more
I
weighted
did
here for the
name
gate.
I did name the first solution, like the empty solution can. I'm a computer. And if you don't know what that's from, it's from the G.I. Joe, like, dubbed videos. Which
There's a
are
little-
probably the most funniest things I'd ever seen, but that's just me.
Oh, I haven't seen them. Let's check them out.
I highly recommend them. I have never laughed so hard in my entire life.
Repchi's gonna skip that side pack as his inventory is pretty much already good to go. He's gonna grab the rook there, and we're gonna head back down the elevator.
Hopefully the G-Adult isn't actually sitting right here. Thank you. He knows this is a marathon, so he chose to
He's
be all
being
the way
nice.
to our right. He'll be all the way over to our right, minding his own business. Like, yeah, I live the best life.
Yeah, he's just chilling in the corner. He's just waiting for Leon.
Oh yeah, you're not wrong. He's like, I wasn't here for you. Oh yeah, and I have the absolute worst luck here of all time. Not, well, RNG-wise. Because the G-Adults are always in my way, and I always have to shoot a rocket at them.
Oh yeah, the G adults down here are very rude.
Okay. This place is
So what we gotta do is drop into this gross water once more,
Jesus.
and then there's gonna be, hopefully, no G adults in our way.
And it's mainly this guy that's dropping out right behind me.
Yeah, he can be tough on the way back because you want to make sure that he's going to spit babies, which is the best RNG because he just leaves you alone as you run by him on the right side. If he goes for a grab, it's a time loss, and if he gets you, it is a run killer.
Oh my god, that was terrible.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and throw the queen plug in here, and go over and throw the king plug in here, and go back, grab the queen, and come around and grab the king. All right,
That was
last
pretty
RNG.
smooth, actually.
Yeah, I was just gonna compliment you on that. That was a smooth plug room. Yeah, and that's the worst
and-
RNG.
I don't know about that one. I'm actually surprised he hit me even though I got out of the water.
Yeah, that was a little weird. This game always tries to surprise though. Never a dull moment.
That's only the second time I've ever seen that attack. And also right there, I was timing my rocket so that I waited till he just popped out of the water so I could blow him up. Because if I wait till he starts coming at me, then I'll get stuck and I won't be able to take the shortest route. Which will cost me at least, like, 0.7.
Alright, and because we took out those zombies earlier, no zombie hiding on the stairs, which can be a problem in a lot of categories.
No zombie memes.
Can't tell you how many times I've been so hyped to get to G2, and then that zombie's just standing there in the middle of the stairs, and you turn that corner. Nice plugs. And speaking of G2, we're going to go ahead and make our way to him. Now, the G2 boss fight is a little bit different than your normal boss fight. And what we're going to do is we're going to have to drop him below at least 50%. So anything 49.9 and lower will do it. And we're going to go ahead and trigger a little skip here, which is going to make it so we don't have to kind of do this part. We can slap him down through the roof.
Oh, that was actually a lot faster than usual. That's actually faster than my PB.
Nice. He's going to go ahead and break this wall down here, like Chris Jericho. And then we're going to go ahead and make our way down to this little platform and do a little fight.
Oh my gosh. I messed that up really bad. I was so used to doing, like, standard runs that I completely forgot I have to turn around and shoot the rocket at him.
No worries, dude. Muscle memory. We're gonna meme on him a little bit here after pelting him with a million rockets. Now, luckily, we could just pelt him with those and then smack this button. But the reason I mentioned the 49.9 earlier is he actually will hang onto the ledge after getting hit by this crate if he is at 50% or above. So you need to make sure he's below, otherwise it is a significant amount of time loss because you have to wait to be able to press the button again, and then you have to wait to be able to let it come back. And so that's easily 40 seconds to a minute.
This is taking forever.
Maybe more. And we're going to reunite with Sherry here, and she's in a pretty bad way. The G virus, she's infected with it, and it turns out she is, it's not really taken to her body well, so she's really sick. And now what Claire's going to try to do is Claire's going to try to find a way to help her. So we're on our way to the labs.
Hold on, Sherry. You're gonna be fine.
And at this point, Sherry hasn't really seen her parents in quite some time, so she's not really aware that that her mom's doing whatever her mom's doing, which at this moment is kind of doing a little battle with Ada.
Okay. Better check everything. There's no turning back.
When I see her eye like that, I think of Tokyo Ghoul. I don't know why. That's just me. Now onto one of my least favorite sections of the game.
Labs can be very relentless.
I'm getting you treatment.
Even on New Game Plus.
Hold on, Sherry.
Even on New Game Plus.
For your safety, stand clear until the door.
Right now we're just waiting for the 4 shutters to open up. Well, 3 actually, my bad.
Stand clear until the doors are fully open.
Then we gotta find a nice comfy spot to put Sherry down while we safely look for a virus, or a vaccine rather.
Welcome to Nest. Enjoy your visit.
And that is a wristband that's needed to open doors in the labs. And as we proceed through the labs here, we're gonna start picking up new tiers or upgrades to the wristband that will allow us to get it a better and get the rooms.
The reason why I shot a rocket right there is because it kills the zombie on the other side.
And to RepG's point, he can be a jerk as he's got a suit of armor on. He's one of the people from Hunk's unit, which means you have to shoot him in the head, unless you have a rocket launcher.
There he is.
And here's the level 2 wristband. And we're gonna go ahead and make our way back through where we came and head down the hall into this very, very large room and summon the bridge.
Is urgently requested by Chief Cartwright in the east area.
by the moment, do we have a moment for donations?
Yes, go right ahead.
Absolutely.
All right, we have 2 donations. One, well, from the same person, one $50 one and one $10 one from Moonshoes X. No description on either one. Thank you very much, though.
I know specifically who that is. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and make our way into the first room with an Ivy in it. And Ivies can be some of the most relentless enemies in this game. So they grab you and they will one-hit you unless you use a self-defense weapon on them. Nice puzzle. And nice puzzle. So we're going to grab part 1 of the vaccine. This is going to be the canister, or not the vaccine rather, but the canister to get rid of all the vines in this room, which is going to gain us access to one of the tiers of the wristband.
Manual mode engaged. Adjust amount of solution to match cartridge capacity.
And nice puzzle by RepG here. Quick work of that. And this is a very touchy puzzle because one wrong move and you can set the canisters to switch, which can add up to some pretty bad time loss, which typically at labs you want to make sure you're avoiding because there's a lot of other places you can lose some time.
Also, this door right here that's coming up is my greatest nightmare. Oh my god, it actually worked.
Pretty good. That was good. I was gonna say that's usually how I go through it. I do like what you did, normal side push and then like a aim turn.
She usually just like stutters. She's like, I don't know what to do at this door.
And by the way, running past that liquor, RepG looking down messes with the AI of the liquor, and the liquor doesn't really know what to do. So we can easily get by. And allowing us to get over here and grab the modulator, which we need to gain access to one of the rooms, or 2 of the rooms rather.
And this kills all. That shot literally kills all the zombies here.
Which is good, because they can be memers.
And let's pray for good RNG and these zombies not to be right at the end of this hallway.
Plus RNG.
No, they're all here.
They said no.
Okay, he stayed
But we have
alive,
a
but
contingency, so that's okay.
that's okay.
Another puzzle that can lose you a hefty amount of time.
Oh.
So we always make sure we're careful there. Speaking of memer zombies. He
And he did
was
not-
too good for an RPG.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't like charity streams.
Welcome back, Dr. Lee. You
Very
have
rude.
First he's a zombie, then he's a zombie that hates charity.
Damn. Should have
One of the worst ones.
packed my parka.
By the way, I know this is a weird time to ask this, but what is a parka? And I've always heard her say this throughout all of my runs, but I've never bothered to look it up or know anything about it.
It's like a shawl, I believe. It's kind of like a sweater, but more poncho blankety, I believe.
Poncho blankety, get it. That's all I needed to know is poncho blankety. You just made me think of... What was that thing called? The Snuggie?
Oh my goodness. The Snuggie.
Now that was a meme. That's just me. But anyways, we're gonna get into this and we're gonna get rid of all these IVs and all these plants so we can get the final
dispensing solution.
no, the second to last upgrade.
Warning. You have dispersed a dangerous solution without authorization. Your actions
Oh,
There it
and
is. Oop, and it memed you.
it can meme you sometimes and be like, oh yeah, you didn't want to combine it.
measures
Yeah, one issue sometimes with RE2's menu can be what we just dub mouse memes, which is basically when you know where your mouse cursor is, but the game disagrees with you and throws it into one of the corners of the screen.
And just like that, I get good RNG.
Good RNG for the Ivies. So what we were mentioning earlier is if they hate you that specific run, they can be kind of the first one can be facing you and he'll lunge at you, or he can be kind of against the wall. So he will lunge at you once you kind of start passing that metal cart that was to the right. But that was the good RNG where they're free and they just let you walk on by.
Gotta find that antiviral agency.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to head to our last modulator spot, which is going to gain us access to get to the third version of William Birkin, which is G3. Or as I've dubbed him,
Whoop,
Steamboat Willie B.
I messed this puzzle up.
And those are the
There we go.
modulator memes that we were kind of talking about where
Or not.
it can lose a lot of time.
There we go.
That's all right. Everyone's done that.
Yeah.
And how that happens is when we're trying to go fast in the puzzle menus, we accidentally kind of either hit one too many times or we skip over or not enough on one of the frequencies. So when we're doing the puzzle, even though it looks like we're doing it right, we're actually on a wrong frequency. We've all done it a bunch of times.
And fun story. This was way back. I thought I was on world record. Oh no, I was on world record pace. And I was like shaking in my boots, and I thought I got it right. And then I ran to the door, and the door didn't open because I thought I got it. And I was like, "Wow."
Thank God. The antiviral agent.
Oof, that's
I
rough.
said to myself, you know, I'll probably lose my runs to worse.
Yeah, that's how you got to look at it, and that's a good takeaway for anybody who is a runner or watching or whatever. If you're looking to get into it, runs die, it happens. Part of the job.
Unfortunately, yeah, part of the job.
And quick work of G3, by the way. Speaking of the job,
Target has been neutralized.
The reason why I paused right there is so I can regain control of my mouse, because during that spot right there, the mouse will
Gotta get back to Sherry.
yeet you to the right and just say, "All right, you don't have control yet," and then after a second and a half, you'll get control back of your mouse.
so we're gonna go ahead and make our way back to Sherry with this newfound vaccine. And in return, we get the last level of the wristband.
Sherry, can you walk faster? I don't want to rush you, but we have to go.
And one fun fact I wanted to mention about this, which also I lost a lot of time to, because I was freaking out too much about world record again. You have to turn and look back at her in order for her to actually go into the elevator. Or unless that's just me and my luck.
Sherry can be kind of fickle with her movement when she's following you. For instance, to Repg's point, we're going to be coming up on a spot where we have to open a door, but we have to actually stand at the door and hold it open, so when Sherry kind of walks behind us, she doesn't have to wait and push it open, because she takes forever to actually open it, and she'll just run through if you hold it for her.
Thank you for being so nice to me.
One more thing, if you guys didn't notice, there's two of Claire's jackets. I'm wearing one right now, and she's wearing
Glad I
it.
met you too, Sherry. But save your thanks until I get you out of
One
this
has
mess.
to be fake.
To the bottom level training.
One isn't.
One is an
authentic.
imposter.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate.
And we're going to be coming up on that door after these stairs here that I was mentioning, so you will see what we're talking about.
Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level training platform.
And there are some Ivies down here that can be troublesome, but Repchi's gonna go ahead and just start running and keep an eye on them. But easy get by here, and same over here. And now
So we're
I'm
listening
standing-
to the original music, which I prefer, but that's just me.
Stupid thing's locked.
The original music is my favorite in this game. This is the only time I ever change the music to the new one, but only when it's the Mr. X run. Because that theme I think is really, really good. But the OG music I feel can't be topped.
Oh, I can agree.
And
I grew up playing OG RE2, and fun fact, I actually never beat it.
what? Wow,
Yeah.
I did not know that. Old trivia. And speaking of, while we're nerding out over RE2, we were waiting for Sherry to actually kind of climb around this door here.
It usually opens at around like 8:47.
And then you can kind of clip through her, which rep she got. And that's done by kind of aiming or standing at a specific angle and then kind of popping through at the right time as she opens it, saving you about a second and a half.
Sherry, you hanging in there?
And this hallway here is the little final thought hallway, where you get to collect your thoughts before you inevitably fight G4 if you're on a PB pace run.
Worth a try.
And fun little fact about Resident Evil games, or RE2, or even just 1, too. So you always tend to pick up a 2-slot item at the end of the game. And if anybody's ever wondered why, the reason they do that is because you tend to pick up a 2-slot weapon to fight that boss. So they want to make sure that you have the slots for it, and the only way for them to make sure they could do that is by holding your inventory up, whereas normally here you pick up the minigun, but Rep G doesn't need it. And here's G4.
Detonation.
It's time.
GG, man. Well done.
And what was my final time? Pretty sure it was horrible.
You know, I had my eyes on the run. I actually didn't look at the time. I am sorry.
It is a 59.3.
Excellent.
Not bad.
I think it was like.
I think in-game time it was like a 48:59, or it'll be a 49:01.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Knowing my luck, it's a 49:01.
And let's see.
And then this is
Here's a
just
little
the
preview.
B scenario.
48.56.
I'll take
Nice,
it.
dude. Not far off. Good estimate. And that is RE2 Claire A 60. New game plus. Well done, dude. How did you feel about your run?
It was... I felt like there were a lot of memes, but that's just me. I'll be going back, and I'm gonna push for sub 48. I'm like... Off of this run itself, I'm like literally 41 seconds off of PBing.
I know you'll get it, man. For sure. The way you grind this category, I don't think it'll take you long.
As long as the IVs behave, we'll see.
Right? And hey, what's RE2 Remake without some memes, huh?
You're not
Game
wrong.
is full of the memes. But I think
I don't really
was a
have-
good G4. I think you nailed that one. And G4, I mean, there's not much you could do towards the the end because of the way the eyes are. So you just kind of keep pelting them, and there you go. So sub 48 is the goal.
Sub 48 is the goal, and then I'm gonna go to 120 FPS, and then see if I can take Curtis's record. But Curtis is
I'd
no
love to
slouch.
be over 120. We'd love to have you, man. It's nice over at the 120 side.
I don't really have many shout outs. My mom, my dad, my brothers, my sister, CB for joining me. Thank you.
Appreciate that too. It's really
If
good run.
you want to learn Clary New Game Plus, you can follow me at twitch.tv/repgsuspenser, and you can and if you want to learn like Claire B standard, sorry, and Leon A standard, you can follow CB item box at twitch.tv/CB item box. Capital CB, capital I, and then
Yeah.
everything else is lowercase.
Always playing RE2. Right now, we're doing the sub 53 grind for 120 standard. 53.18, really, really close. But, we're going to keep grinding.
I don't really have anything else to say. Thank you again for having us. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you guys
That
for the
was-
opportunity to come out and for, a great time. And I hope everybody enjoyed the run and RepG's, great performance. And hope everybody enjoys the rest of the marathon.
Yeah, it was a very good showcase. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. We hope you guys have a great night, and I'll be chilling in the chat
Okay.
with you guys.
All right, take care, everybody.